Hi everyone, my name is Lynn Mundy and I am going to show you what I did for Nik the Booksmith Deserted Island Challenge. As everybody probably knows by now, we all got 4 givens. I chose Fabri-Tac for the glue. I chose a small scissors, and that so that I could cut intricate things if I needed to. And the other 4 givens we had was a needle and thread. I used a pretty good sized needle, and I can tell you I surely would have liked to have a smaller one at some times. For my paper, instead of using tea-dyed or just plain old paper, I chose this KRAFT notebook paper. I get it from DIASO, and it is nice paper. I ripped it out. As you can see, one of the edges is not, it's a little bit rough, but that was okay. I thought that was fine. But this paper has a smooth finish, and I like to write on a smooth finish paper. And I like white paper because I can do anything in the background, and I can draw and paint or whatever else it might be. So that is the paper I chose, and I left it white. The things that I chose that were the 4 things that you could come up with. The first thing I'm going to tell you what I used is washi tape. I have this is a large roll of washi tape, so that was my first chosen. My second chosen, I decided on using it's a Energel Clina. It's a brown colored ink, so I could use it for both drawing if I in my journal, as well as I could mark things and cut them out as needed for the size of my paper and anything like that. Is very well. I have also used a piece of leather, and it's not this big. This is all I have left, but this gives you an idea of the color. And I also used a piece of elastic, and it was only a yard, and so I used it all, but I'm going to show you that right now. The piece of leather was given to me by my brother-in-law, and he gave it to me this summer, and I've been excited to use it in something, and so this is what I came up with. I cut it down to I love traveler's notebooks, and I cut it down to the size of a traveler's notebook. And this is, as you can see, there's the elastic I chose. It is the same size as a traveler's notebook. I use the elastic like a regular traveler's notebook. Instead of using an old book or something else, I thought this was a perfect opportunity to use this and put it together. So I'm going to first show you the leather and the elastic. I created 2 inserts, which I'll get to in a second, but you can see it has the elastic running through it. I have 2 elastics that will hold my 2 inserts. I have the elastic band that will hold it closed, and this is great for traveling out in my deserted island, so I thought that's perfect to use. I also created a bookmark using the thread that I had. It was thick enough that it was pretty easy to braid. It took a little bit of time, but I didn't want to just rush this through. I wanted to have it well thought through. You can also see I have a little dangly at the end. This is a rose. It's actually paper, and I drew with my Clina gel pen and then put a tab of water on it and rubbed it out so I can make these little roses. And I think they really added something that was necessary and needed for the journal. So let's get to the inserts. I have 2 inserts. One is a KRAFT folder. It is totally made out of the washi tape, and thank God it was thick. It's wrapped over a piece of paper, and then I cut it out to size. And then for extra durability, I sewed around the edge. This is just a straight stitch on this one. It has pockets on both sides. Here's one. Here's a little space. You could see I did some doodle drawing on the edges of this one. And when you open it up, there is another envelope, so I could store some treasures or whatever it might be, keepsakes that I need. And then in the inside, there are 3 envelopes on this side and 2 on the other side. And how I designed this is washi tape, And if you look at, there's a little tab on this side, there's paper. So I kind of made like this little tab. And then when you open them up, they are gusseted. So I took the washi tape, put it on a piece of paper and glued it in. And so they're actually gusseted. There you can see that. So the little ones are all gusseted. Close that. And so are the big ones. You can, yeah, but they're both gusseted. Actually, the second one isn't, but this one is also gusseted. So it's, well, it'll hold a good chunk of, you know, whatever I'm storing in here, whether it's for my travels or if it's on my deserted island. This one, this pocket has a little tassel on it, and I have used tassels a couple of times. There's my closure. I did a little bit of sewing on there. You can see the sewing. So that it made it a little bit stronger instead of just a hole punched, and then, you know, a nice little pocket, good size pocket, another one. And just close that. And then on the opposite side of this page is the, you know, I did some doodles on this one, and then I have the other side of the pocket. So this one will fit in the notebook on this side. There we go. Oops. All right, and then the second one, this is the journal part. And this one actually has, I believe it's a whip stitch. No, not whip stitch. Yeah, I didn't write it down, but I used to embroider, so I have a few skills in my pocket. But I did notice when I was doing this type of work that fat needle was a little bit much, you know, to punch holes in, but it worked. I made it work. Pocket in the front, again, you can see where I've used some more of those little roses. And again, there's a few embellishments on some of the pages, but not all the pages. There's a couple of doodles with the roses here. And on this side, just a sewed page, not a blank space. This is the only one that has some sort of flip out. It's washied in, so it can be moved from any page, but I slipped it in here so it wouldn't move around. This washi tape can be also moved. There are 3 tassels. Here's one of the 3. And this one is actually, you can see there, I have it sewn into the actual side of the page and then reinforced with a washi, and then I also put one of those little roses on it. There's another one. This one's just washied on, so it can be moved to any page. There's another little doodle. This page on here has a couple little leaves. And then here's another little doodle, one of those little rosette flowers with washi leaves on it. A couple blank pages, because I like blank. And this is the center of the book. And I left these open. So normally I would cut these really short. When you do a stitch binding, I kind of like them left short, but I thought it was kind of fun. I left them, and towards the end I had some leftover roses. I made in washi tape leaves, glued that on each side of it I have a rose. So you can see the paper roses that I made on each side. So I thought it was kind of fancy, and it really does add something to the book. I also put, this is the only tag. I didn't think it was necessary to have tags, but on this tag what I did is I took a piece of the leather that I had left over. I wrapped some of that same thread onto it, and it is glued on here, but I can unhook and take off some of the thread along with the needle, and that's washied on it. So it looks like that. And it's all sewed in. Oops. Tuck that in so it doesn't get lost. More blank pages. a little rose, another stitched page. Like I said, there's a couple of blanks because I need to have my space to put some of my travel notes and whatever on. There's another tassel, little page mark. This one cannot be moved. It has a rose on the other side. Blank pages towards the back. This one actually has one more pocket in case I wanted to store something, with a trio of roses on the bottom. I enjoyed this. It took a little bit of time, but I had a lot of fun. There's a flip out page. And that's the end of the book. So this one flips in the middle. Just like that. I'm gonna be careful here. And there's my page marker. We'll put that right down the middle there. One thing I did want to tell you about, which I forgot to mention, that this back page, although it is a pocket, I saved off all the extra washi that I might have cut off from, you know, something I was making, and I didn't want to throw it away, so I threw it onto one piece of paper. And then any of the extra edges from the paper that I cut off, I also kept, and I'm putting it in the back pocket in case I wanted to make, you know, some notes or, you know, add into my journal pages. And I thought, you know, I didn't want to throw it away because, you know, I love my washi tape. Well, these are some of the things that I really, really love, and that's why I thought it was appropriate to use them in my journaling itself. So it's a nice fold over. You can throw stuff in it and leave it and get it later, and then close it up. There's my journal. And last but not least, I would take that pen with me. All right. So that is what I came up with. I hope you all enjoyed, and hope to see you all next time. Bye.